Hi, I am Angela of Belladonna Career Coaching, and I am here to share career tips with you from the perspective of a female executive with over 25 years worth of experience in the corporate world. Our topic today is how to overcome a crisis at work. I am providing you with 6 steps on how to raise your energy level. I will give you the 6 steps up front and then go through them one by one with an example that I just recently experienced at home. Step number 1, don't be a victim. Step number 2, anger can be a great motivator. Step number 3, don't ignore the signs. Step number 4, embrace every situation as a learning opportunity. Step number 5, hire an expert when you're in over your head. And finally, step number 6, move on. The example that I am utilizing today is a personal one. Just like many of us during COVID-19, I have been spending a lot more time at home, and I got a bird feeder to enjoy the activities of the bird life that I see here in New England. I was enjoying the bird feeder and the sightings of red cardinals, blue jays, and yellow finches until one morning I saw a rat on the bird feeder. I didn't think too much of it and dismissed it, posted it on Facebook, and got comments from friends like, "There's never just one." Well, you may wonder what this has to do with career advice. The level of emotions that I went through are similar to a crisis at work. So I am sharing with you now what you can do if you find yourself in a crisis situation. Lesson number 1, don't be a victim. I was full of fear and I was disgusted with the rats, and I thought, why is this happening to me? This is typical victim mentality. You may have experienced a victim situation at work, for example, if you were not promoted. My advice to you is don't linger in that feeling. Step it up to the next level, which is level number 2. Level number 2 is anger can be a great motivator because it will propel you forward. I was angry that the rats invaded my space and that they robbed me of the joy of continuing to watch the birds. Similarly, at work, if you get angry, for example, about a bad review, it is advisable that you just vent and let it all out. That will help you to take it to the next level of emotions, which is step number 3, don't ignore the signs. There were signs of the rats all along the way. It is just that I chose to ignore them. I have a dog who is part hound and part Labrador, and he was digging holes in the yard exactly where the rats were. I thought those were chipmunk holes. He was pulling me in that direction and digging under the patio. I was still ignoring it. Similarly, at work, when there are great events about to happen, such as major layoffs or restructuring or an acquisition, there are usually signs along the way. Trust your intuition. If you read the signs correctly, then you're in a better position to take control of your own situation. Step number 4, embrace any situation as a learning opportunity. My immediate reaction to situations that are greater than I can handle at the moment is to go into research mode. So I started Googling any and every fact about rats that I could find. It was not a pleasant task, but the power of knowledge helped me to deal with the situation. There have been many examples in the work environment where embracing any opportunity as a learning opportunity and going into research mode has helped propel my success. For example, within market research or competitor intelligence, it helps you to be in control of the situation. The next step, lesson number 5, hire an expert when you're in over your head. The first rat sighting was just one rat on the feeder, but the second time there was a whole family enjoying their breakfast. That was the time when I immediately called the exterminator. A friend of mine was kind enough and was trying to be helpful by researching rats as well and by looking at natural ways to eliminate them, which, by the way, is peppermint oil and getting an owl. But I did not hesitate. At this point in time, I wanted to have an efficient and effective solution to the problem, so I called in the expert. And despite the fact that hiring an exterminator costs some money, I was willing to pay any price at that time. Similarly, in the workplace, if you get to a point where you cannot handle the job by yourself, I highly recommend getting help. I have recently spent hours and hours developing my website, but I got to my limits because the results were just not as efficient and as effective as I wanted them to be. So I researched services that are available and through Fiverr found a service that was extremely reasonable and built me my website within a couple of weeks and very little money. I invite you to take a look at the results at www.belladonnacareercoach.com. This leads me to lesson number 6, move on. So many people get stuck in certain situations, and I was spending hours talking to friends and family on the phone about this entire rat situation and how disgusted I was about it. This is not time well spent. It is okay to take your space, but then move on. Similarly, in the workplace, if you were treated unreasonably, if you had an argument with your boss, whatever situation it is, don't hold a grudge. Move on. As far as I am concerned, I am focusing all of my energies again on my coaching and blogging business, and I'm happy to launch Belladonna Career Coach